Hi. You're not here for me, you're here for the anime, so I've neatly compiled every anime I'll be talking about down in the comments so you can skip around when I start talking about dumb gay-ish. A star indicating something that you have to keep your eyes on this season, a bitch-ass star for anime that I feel is genuinely worth your time so far, and some other symbol for a secret category. First off, what's returning this season? Well, Isekai Quartet. I don't think anybody gives a shit about Isekai Quartet, so in more interesting news, Haikyuu's entering its 4th season, which I've heard, I'm not caught up with the manga myself, is going to be pretty damn hype. Finally, a spin-off of the main Madoka Magica game series is receiving an adaptation. Now, with the sequels out of the way, we can talk about the new stuff. This just in, field analysts have not been able to detect cap in the statement, Dorohedoro will be the best anime this season. Listen, this has stood on my mental list of all-time favorite manga alongside Beastars for about a year now, but I can definitely see the aesthetic and atmosphere weirding out a lot of lesser men. That's okay, you just need a father figure, like me. Dorohedoro is a dark action, mystery, sign-in drama perfect for every anime fan looking for something that stands out, that's unique, but also extremely entertaining. It mainly takes place in 2 worlds. The first is The Hole, which is inhabited mostly by normal humans. However, wizards from another world frequently cross over to The Hole to experiment new magic and use these humans as guinea pigs. Our main character is Kaiman, a dude looking for a wizard that gave him a lizard's head. That's all I'm going to tell you. Now, the art is done in half CGI and half 2D. Is it Beastars quality? Absolutely not, which might turn a few of you off. Just like the manga, the art style has always been out there and really polarizing at first, but after being immersed in the world and storytelling, the art style melds into the experience and you gradually grow to love it. That's how I'm feeling about the anime as well. CGI will always be jarring at first, but it matches the aesthetic of the story perfectly and the 2D sections look fantastic. Nikaido does look like Bobby sometimes, which is a shame because she's really cute in the manga, but whatever. Also, I think some of the action sequences looked way cooler in the manga, but I'm not totally disappointed. There's gonna be a ton of fights in this one, and somehow they're using an insane amount of gore that I didn't know they were allowed to show. So there's blood, there's guts, and the characters. They don't act like anime characters. Hell, they don't even look like anime characters. I'm gonna wrap this up because I plan on making a real video about the series, but in closing, Dorohedoro is an anime you're going to want to keep your eyes on regardless of your taste. It's super unconventional and fun. I definitely think it'll be anime of the season if the series maintains this level of polish. Moving on, there's an anime that actually caught my eye and didn't have any source material called ID Invaded. Technology has developed to a point where it's possible to enter the mind of criminals and dig into their subconscious. When someone commits a murder, a well opens up that allows our main character Sakaido to enter their minds and find clues on who the murderer is and other stuff. I thought it was pretty damn cool how each world is like a puzzle that we have to solve with the main character. Some worlds have weird physics, some worlds are just fucked up, and we gradually figure out why and how it's that way. Solving these mysteries also have real-world repercussions. So maybe there's a race against time to capture the criminal, and they're discovering information in real time. The first thing I noticed was that the visuals were pretty cool. From the opening to the use of powers to transitions, it's a pretty visually entertaining anime. The main guy is voiced by Fango, or Chisaki from My Hero, so his vocal performance is slap. Side note, that's a cool looking dude. Anyway, the score is nice and cinematic, kind of Inception-y. It's looking to be a real good and well-polished anime so far. I'm seeing a lot of good signs on the production side of things, and the story is really interesting so far. There's also a dub releasing directly parallel to the sub, which is pretty decent, so there's really no reason not to give this one a shot. On the other hand, we have a not-so-good mystery. That's right, we have our first shitter. It's called Inspector and is the 3rd most watched anime this season. So a girl takes a liking to a guy because he's good looking, but he has a girlfriend, so she preserves her purity for 2 years until he's single. Realistic. Anyway, the cuckold turns out to be some sort of problem solver chosen by the spirits, and this guy turns out to be someone who ate spirits as a kid and has powers as a result. Why would you want to watch this? Well, the first episode would have you believe that it's a supernatural action type of show with this sloppy ass action scene and OP power fantasy. What it really is a slow-paced mystery drama that literally no one asked for. They solve crimes no one cares about people no one cares about in the most uninteresting way possible. Anyway, don't watch Inspector. I'm 3 episodes deep and it's just been making me more and more mad with every episode. However, I'll probably end up reading the manga to make sure it's as bad as it seems and maybe even correct myself. For now, don't waste your time. Interspecies Reviewers is about a bunch of guys in the isekai world going around reviewing whorehouses, living the dream that a lot of us at home couldn't. Before I continue talking, there's just one thing I gotta address. A lot of you may be thinking, scam, how can it be an isekai world if it's not technically an isekai? Shut the fuck up. But yeah, a group of guys reviewing different species of hookers like maybe octopi or cow women that they can milk. It's overall a pretty good time. I came into this one expecting a stupid ecchi harem made to pander to young teens. What I got was a funny ass anime about dudes being dudes. Don't believe me? Well, here's an actual line from the anime. I don't know how accurate the subtitles are, if at all. They argue about dick size, they argue about whether or not it's cool to bang old ladies. I was really oddly surprised at how chill and self-aware this anime was. Check it out if you want to laugh. I would even watch it with friends if you can. It's uncensored. Darwin's Game is the second most popular anime this season. It's okay, I would recommend it to a certain type of person. Darwin's Game stars an average high school kid named Pseudo who tries out an unknown phone app only to find out that it forces him into joining a battle royale for points, which so far can be used to convert into real life money or items in-game. Each player is given a special power and is made to fight other players, either to death or to one's surrender. That's about it. You pretty much get what you'd expect. There's a ton of action, a few badass moments, and all that. The main guy has a power that allows him to create stuff from thin air, which opens up infinite possibilities. In theory, but this is anime, filled with stupid-ass anime people making stupid anime decisions. Yeah, there's a lot of anime logic here, like, if you can turn invisible, why would you ever not be invisible? Why do they knock people out and not take their weapons? Did this bitch just dodge a bullet? Did that bitch just dodge a bullet? Shoot him. Wound him. Do you? Do you really? This bitch is ugly. The main character is hella ugly. So here's the thing, if you're looking for something profound or if you're looking for any semblance of realism or something like that, skip Darwin's Game. However, if you can just turn off your brain and chill out, it's a fun show, especially if you're not used to the whole death game genre. I'd recommend it as a time burn or if you're out of things to watch this season, but it's definitely not something we're gonna remember that far down the line. Keep your hands off Izoken is probably popping up in your feed. I watch anime related content on YouTube once every vernal equinox and it's still finding its way into my Rex. Does it live up to the hype? Yes and no. Keep Your Hands Off Izoken is about a group of girls that are really into creating anime and go through various hardships in order to do so. It's a school comedy and apparently a seinen. The idea of an anime about making an anime might sound boring as hell to someone who doesn't have the same interests, such as myself, but they keep the story alive with these cool, imaginative art segments, Spyro-esque music, and so far an incredibly alluring cast. That being said, the first episode nearly had me knocked the fuck out. I love the art. It's original and the world is extremely lively. It's honestly a pleasure to look at, especially when placed alongside what looks like to be the same style over and over. The character design is wonderful. When have you seen an anime girl in a tank top? The characters have actual personalities and interests like real people, and I love Tall Girl. If not for Nakaido, Tall Girl would be the best girl this season. And the show even stars a guest appearance by Michael B. Jordan himself. All that said, it's still fucking boring at the start, and I didn't stop drifting into REM sleep until around the third episode. I'm mostly being drawn in by the characters that I love so much and not really the plot. So my rec would be to watch the first 3 episodes. If it's not keeping your attention and at least having you wonder what's gonna happen next, ditch it for now. It's also produced by the same studio as Devilman Crybaby, so let's hope that it doesn't end with some toothpicks. Plunderer. Oh my god. It can't be Neko Para. The best thing about Neko Para is that every 22 minutes this sack of shit ends. I would rather eat a Dorito sideways, just roof to mouth, than watch another episode of Neko Para. So a baker is working and receives 2 boxes. After opening the boxes, 2 quirky cats with completely unique quirky personalities pop out, so he promptly enslaves them and runs a cute little bakery with his gaggle of thoughts. So why watch this show? I don't know. I really don't know. Is it funny? No, the humor comes from cute anime girls acting weird, maybe a couple of ding jokes. If you've ever actually found an anime girl hitting the dab funny, this might actually be the show for you, no offense implied. Also, welcome to band class. Your oversized hoodie and Turtle Beach headphones will be on your left. Is it written well? Did you hear the same summary as me? Do the characters feel real? Can I put myself in the shoes of the main guy? Do I feel immersed in what's supposed to be an imaginary universe? Did you hear the same summary as me? Listen man, I couldn't get into it, but I also really couldn't get into Senko-san, and I feel like if you like one, you might really be into the other. If you really don't care if your cute anime characters act like actual humans or just want to see cute girls, I guess this totally might be for you. But may I suggest jacking off first and seeing if you actually like it? Just a thought. To wrap this up, I actually saved a pretty decent one to leave off on. Somali in the Forest Spirit. The whole trope of having a big-ass, scary, emotionless thing take care of a weak little girl is tired. Oh, what is this feeling in my chest? So I came into Somali in the Forest Spirit totally ready to hate on it and ended up pretty pleasantly surprised. It's about a golem who runs into a girl deep within the forest. In a world where nearly all humans are persecuted into extinction, he takes it upon himself to go on a great journey to find her parents. Just a wholesome adventure anime in a world that actually took time to think of. It's really nice seeing a fantasy anime where they don't just go, these are lizard men, that's that's the Adventurers Guild Fuck It. The environment's actually pretty cool, and you're always presented with new, well-drawn scenery and different species of monsters. So there's the adventure aspect, where you're always being provided with new parts of the world to take in, including new races and cultures. There's also the cute father-daughter relationship that develops between the two leads, and that's kind of heartwarming if you care about that. I was planning on just watching the mandatory 3 episodes and dipping out, but the show actually pulled me into watching the 4th, and I'll probably keep watching. I'd say run the first 3 episodes. That's about it. If you're not subbed, you can leave if you don't like being consistently put on to good anime. Anyway, for those of you that are subbed, I finally built the goddamn PC thanks to my patrons. You may have noticed a ton of PC footage in my videos since December. I'm finally in the works of a second channel where I do everything I do for anime, for games. So yeah, I'm just figuring out how this is all gonna work. I still have a ton of things to buy, like a capture card, acoustic phone, blah blah blah, but I'm doing pretty well. I even put up a little snippet on my Twitter a while ago, which I try to never use. You've never 69'd?
No.
Well, let me tell you what they don't tell you in college. Ass meat is fucking stinky. So yeah, if you're not a patron, you can go ahead and leave. I have more stupid things to say to them. For some reason, I get really anxious whenever I get DMs from people I don't know, so I haven't checked my Patreon messages in like a month, which is really shitty, and I really am grateful. I just have to say to myself, alright, you have 10 messages to respond to from total strangers, let's do it. So today I'll be doing that. Thanks to you guys, I have a PC capable of running and recording games, a new mic, and I even bought a desk. Originally, I had to put my keyboard and my mouse on my dresser and had to stand up to edit, so thank you. Talk to you soon. See ya.